Our people, the people of Zimbabwe, despite their callings and careers, we find patriotic persons across the board. Please take this to heart. I am saying it from the bottom of my heart that I am happy with you. It is my singular honor and privilege to have been invited to officially launch the Teachers for Economic Development Initiative. This budding organization, which is composed of our hard-working and committed professionals within the education sector from our country's 10 provinces, is a most welcome development in the present national development epoch. Teaching is a noble profession, like lawyers' profession. But above all, what is extremely noble is being patriotic about your country. We here, me included, are products of teachers. You, our teachers, are thus the bedrock of society, and we truly appreciate you. The launch of this initiative is most opportune following the ongoing education reforms being implemented by my government. These are sharpening our focus towards the speedy realization of the National Development Strategy and our Vision 2030, as well as Sustainable Development Goal number 4 of the United Nations relating to education on inclusive and equitable quality education. Further, the reforms are broadening the implementation of our country's competencies and the competence-based curriculum and the heritage-based education 5.4, which is bedrocked on science, technology, and innovation. It is commendable that this homegrown initiative, Teachers for Economic Development, is in keeping with the long-established relationship that exists between our colossal revolutionary mass partisan PF and the education fraternity in our beloved motherland, Zimbabwe. This symbiotic relationship dates back to the days of the liberation struggle, with some of our country's founding fathers having emerged out of the education sector. I think you are aware that both our founding fathers, Mugabe, Nkomo, came from you. Informed by this relationship, our ZANU-PF party must remain closely connected with the education sector and the teaching fraternity immersed in the party. We must never again allow any challenges or differences we may face as a people to separate us. I therefore sincerely applaud the Minister of Primary and Secondary Education, Zimbabwe Foundation for Education with Production, and the Chitepo School of Ideology for facilitating the establishment of these organizations. Congratulations. Comrades, the education sector is a strategic cog in the modernization and industrialization agenda of our great motherland, Zimbabwe. It is the solid foundation upon which we must successfully implement and achieve our multi-pronged nation-building strategies. Hence, through formal and informal education, the nation depends on our teaching fraternity, yourselves, to promote and pass on our culture, our values, ethos, and traditions as the people of Great Zimbabwe. Our collective national vision, our hopes and aspirations for the future we all want, is best transmitted and implemented through our teachers right from the ECD level upwards. You are our teachers. You have weighty national duties and obligations which must not be taken lightly. Additionally, patriotic, committed, focused, and loyal members of the education sector must be the drivers which enable both current and future generations to acquire relevant knowledge, skills, and the requisite positive mindsets to purposefully build, modernize, industrialize, and develop our God-given Zimbabwe. Competent instruction delivered to the best of our teachers' ability will undoubtedly guarantee sustainable socio-economic development, and this burden is on you. It is equally you, our teachers, who must ensure that our children are globally competitive and they can stand shoulder to shoulder with their peers from across the world, and Zimbabwe is just doing this now. On this note, allow me to recognize the successes that young Zimbabweans continue to score in various regional international competitions. Recently, we had students who went for a moot court internationally. 193 countries of the United Nations competed. Tikabarakash. Zimbabwe came first in the world. Why? Because of the teachers. Therefore, if the party loses cooperation of the teachers, we lose the game. Locally, we are seeing widespread activity, science and technology innovations, as well as a patriotic student corps who take pride in being Zimbabwean. This is due to the hard work of our teachers. Well done, Zimbabwe teachers. Comrades, informed by the principles of learning to act and the learning to achieve, I challenged the members of the Teachers for ED to develop multi-pronged programs and projects. And I'm happy when your leader was giving your declaration, he touched these aspects of development. Congratulations. These must enable the generality of stakeholders to correctly conceptualize our history as a springboard for new success milestones in the fast evolving socio-economic and technological environment we are in today. Further, the sector should therefore meaningfully contribute to the development of solutions, not creating them, to lift many more of our people out of poverty and into prosperity. This comes from the work of teachers. To date, I recognize and applaud you, our teachers, for inspiring students and communities as you discharge your duties throughout the country. We were taken around by the Minister of Primary and Secondary Education, Dr. Lovo, to see some of the things produced by schools. Those products and services produced by those students and pupils is a result of the focus by the teachers, not by the students. Through you, the education sector continues to churn out young, talented boys and girls, as well as graduates, whose competencies and entrepreneurial skills are driving the production of more made in Zimbabwe goods and services. I'll give you a small example. Last year, during the COVID period, we were struggling to purchase needles from outside, and they were costing us 13 cents needle imwe chete kana yabayorashiwa uku tikuti bayai vanhu jungai vanhu vanojunga votoda maneedles. Saka ndobva tatsvaga mari ndokuti kumayunivhesiti edu tsvakai vakomana vasikana vanokwanisa kugadzira tsono idzi masirinjisi. Saka vakomana, I think mukomana 1 vasikana 2 vari 3 taidzitenga 13 cents imwe. Vasikana payunivhesiti ino yemuno muHarare iyi vakaprodusa masirinji iwaya at 4 cents one. Nyika! You also have a greatest role to play in the context of devolution and decentralization agenda, as well as the rural industrialization drive. Vanobva kuMwenezi, vanobva kwaMutoko, vanobva kuMashonaland East, Bindura neMandarwin. Last year, tainda ku graduation Bindura University of Science Education. Tanzwa kuti kune masau akawanda. Anoti kana vanhu vakatika vanodhakwa. Kumamisha ikoko vanobika hamene chinonzi chicha chinodhaka so. Ndikati kuna Professor Mwenje, the Vice Chancellor of Bindura University of Science Education, can you ask the students in the sciences departments to produce something from this Masao? Last year, we gave them funds. Chera nokwanisa kurota achigadzira chimwe chunu nemasau mariyo. Make man! Last week, I went for the graduation. So here was a line of boys and girls, students. We had produced products from Masao. What were the products? 3 types of drinks from Masao. Jam from Masao. Wakaproduce. Sepa yokugeza vakaproduce. Mafuta okuti vasikana vazore vakaproduce. Upfu wokuita porridge vakaproduce. Yogurt yemasau vakaproduce. Zvikaitwa line up. Saka kumash central havachatsvagisipo. Vanongonhonga masava vachiisa kuplant. Ndakabva ndati kuna Professor Murira, mari iyo akatotenga 2 factory machines, one toisa kumandarin, one kumzarabani, 2 factories. Saka vana mai vongofamba vachinhonga masavo samuswanda voenda kufactory zvopimiwa vopiwa mari pamberi neZANU-PF pasi nemandu. Hande kumwezi vane mapfura anodyiwa nemadhongi nembudzi. Tikati unza mapfura iwawo tiise kuma science students ndokuendesa kuya. Gore yapera iri takavhura a manufacturing plant kumwenezi. They produce amarula okumwa kumwenezi. Saka iko zvinezvi ukaenda parutenga ndepane factory takavaka ipapo. Madzimai vamwe nezvikochikari vamakadengezera vakatakura mapfura. Unongosvika ikoko zosa pachikero opimiwa opiwa mari yako oti pamberi neZANU-PF uchienda kumba. The same kwaMtoko, we've put a factory. We will look around every single province and see what is there which we can develop rural industries in the respective communities. Why does that happen? Because there is a teacher somewhere who is teaching science, and you are here. So, the impact of teachers must be felt beyond the classroom. By availing and volunteering yourselves right at the ward and district levels to build and modernize our communities. Tisuve neve nyika ino, ngativake nyika yedu isu. On its part, my administration is supporting the inventions and innovations by our young people in schools and colleges. I commend the Minister of Primary Secondary Education for creating science, technology, engineering, mathematics centers of excellence. These incorporate innovation hubs which are helping to nurture science, technology, and innovation mindsets by our students, and will ultimately create the critical national human capital best to spur industrialization of our country. I was telling your leaders this morning when I met them, just before I came here, I met the board of directors, the board of the University of Africa University. The board is so international. It has members in the board from Mozambique, from Kenya, from Angola, from Netherlands, from Germany, and from America in the board. So the board members from America, from Texas, from Maryland, they said, these are Americans from America. Mr. President, we actually have insisted, because the Vice Chancellor of Africa University should have only come alone to present his invitation to me to preside over the graduation ceremony. But this international board insisted that this was an occasion they would want to meet the President of Zimbabwe and learn about this innovation and technology. This 5.0 philosophy, they say, this is amazing. We want to hear from the horse's mouth. In the present development epoch, all stakeholders within the education sector, including our teachers and the students, must continue shifting mindsets towards the make it possible philosophy. This is key as we scale up the realization of sustainable, broad-based empowerment through the use of our own national resource endowments. To that end, I urge you, our teachers, to take advantage of the economic opportunities that my government has on offer by establishing enterprises for wealth creation and the attainment of self-actualization and fulfilled lives. As the teaching fraternity, never allow yourselves to be used as tools by our country's detractors in their divisive and subversive activities. Always remain patriotic and loyal to your motherland, Zimbabwe. Members of your organization and the sector must unleash their full potential and entrepreneurial skills by establishing entities and products that broaden and complement our education ecosystem and answer to the needs of society. You must play your part and demonstrate that we are indeed the masters of our own destiny. Nyika! Ilizwe! Brick! Stone! And a step by. In doing so, it is fundamental that you strike an intricate balance between your professional calling and economic enterprises. The high quality of our education sector must never be compromised. In line with our development philosophy of leaving no one and no place behind, our children must continue to have access to quality education, training and mentorship, no matter where they live. In this journey, I challenge you to remain alert and raise your individual and collective political consciousness. Reject those who may seek to derail your cause. Founding revolutionary aspirations and the Pan-African values of your budding organization must be maintained, and we have that responsibility to maintain it. Ngatisunure maziso edu, asivuleni amehlo etu sonke. Tizive kuti hatina imwe nyika kunze kwedu. Hakuna umwe anovaka nyika ino kunze kwoyo waunobona ari pedo newe achikubonavo movaka nyika. Makabatana, hakuna nyika inovakwa nevanogwisana vachikwikwidzana vachikandira matombo, hakuna kana muBhaibheri kana muhistory. Nyika dzinovakwa nevakabatana vanowirirana mukati menyika. Mune muno rugare runodiwa naJehovha. Comrades, I once again applaud the collaboration of the Chitepo School of Ideology, Zimbabwe Foundation for Education with the production and the teachers for ED, which inculcates our professionals with self-belief and productivity-oriented mindset. The principal of Chitepo College, Sumuka, Comrade Machachi, is an ex-combatant. Taive nacho muhondo chichakura ndoku chifundisa ideology ku commissariat department ndokubva yapinda tasungu vetitichiko vakuru vedu vana president vakati tinosungirwa kuwana chikoro chokufundisa kuti vanhu vazvide kwete unowana rambomire unowana munhu mutema ane shungu dzokutevedzera zvavarungu asi kuti tsvake murungu ane shungu yokutevedzera zvevatema unomushaya. Naizvozvo takavaka chikoro chedu cheChitepo Ideological College chinobatanidza vanhu, chinokupa kuzvida semunhu mutema, chinokupa kuti ude vokwako usati wada vokumwe. Tazouya muno takazochimutsa chikoro ichi tikati gara chiya chipo chikomana chataifamba nacho chiri kupi, and I'm so happy hazvina kubuda, atewedzera zvimwe. Vice President, motsvaka nzira yekuti timupe Doctor of Ideology. This is testimony that under the Second Republic, there is no us and there is no them. In the spirit of Ubuntu Unu, let us continue to reject divisive labels and choose unity. We must choose harmony and working in common purpose for the good of our motherland. We are all Zimbabweans, as individuals and a collective under the umbrella banner of Teachers for ED. You are a critical front in the defense of our independence, sovereignty, and the unique national identity and character of our people. To this end, the integration of programs and activities to capacitate your membership on both national and global developments must be scaled up. My government and our partisan PF are ready to support you. We have the national chairman, Mai Mchinguri. Ndo chairman wemsangare wedu. Mazvinzi wakanditaura kuti msangare wedu unovasapota. Anditi mazvinzwa. Ndimi chairman wedu. Vana venyu ava. Vada kumira nesu, movarera, movaraira. Going forward, I challenge teachers for ED to continue upholding the leadership, organizational